Have you ever looked at a sheet of music and it felt like you were trying to read some kind of ancient, secret code? Well, what if I told you the code behind pretty much all the music you've ever heard is actually super simple? Let's break it down.
Yeah, I know, it sounds like a weird riddle, right? But the answer is kind of the key to unlocking the whole thing. See, both music and language are built on a simple, repeating pattern of letters. But as you're about to find out, the musical version is way shorter.
Yep, you heard that right. You can forget the 26 letters you're used to. The alphabet for music is way more manageable. It all boils down to just one little number.
7. That's it. No, really, just let that sink in for a second. Every song, every symphony, every catchy melody you can't get out of your head, it's all built from just 7 basic notes. How cool is that?
And here they are: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's the whole shebang. No H, no Q, no Z. Just these 7. This is your foundation.
Okay, so a natural question is, what happens when you hit G? Do you just stop? Nope, the whole thing just loops right back around. As you go up from A to G, the notes get higher in pitch. Then after G, you just start over at A again, but a higher version of A. It's a cycle that just keeps on repeating.
And you know the best way to picture all this? A piano. Those 7 letters, A through G, that's all the white keys. Just think of them as the main natural notes. They're like the main highway on our musical road trip.
Okay, but I'm sure you're already thinking, wait a minute, what about the black keys? And that is the perfect question. The black keys are the notes in between the white ones. They're what add all the flavor and the spice to the music.
So to talk about these in-between notes, we use 2 really simple ideas: sharps and flats. Honestly, the easiest way to think about them is just as directions on the keyboard. A sharp, that little hashtag symbol, just means go 1 step higher, so 1 key to the right. And a flat? You guessed it, go 1 step lower, or 1 key to the left. That's it.
Let's take an example. Say you're looking at the white key C. If you want a C sharp, you just play the black key right next to it. On the right, the sharp sign is literally telling you, hey, take that C and just nudge it up a bit.
And it works the exact same way for flats, just in the other direction. Find the D key. Want D flat? Just hit the black key right to its left. The flat sign is just an instruction to bring that note down a notch. See? Super logical.
All right, so we've got our 7 letters for the white keys, and we've got sharps and flats for the black keys. But there is one final, critical rule. It's this tiny little exception that actually explains the whole pattern of the keyboard. And once you get this, everything just clicks into place. It is a total game changer. And the biggest clue is something you've probably seen a million times without even thinking about it. Why do some of the white keys on a piano touch each other? You know, most of them have a black key separating them, but then you get these 2 spots where, nope, just 2 white keys sitting side by side. What's up with that?
Well, that little mystery is solved by what I like to call the golden rule.
Here it is, nice and simple. Between B and C, and between E and F, there's just no black key. That's it. They're right next to each other. So if you're on a B and go up 1 step, you're immediately on a C. Same with E to F. That's the only exception to that whole white key, black key, white key pattern.
So how on earth are you supposed to remember that? Easy. Just use this silly little phrase. Big cats eat fish. See? B, C, E, F. Big cats eat fish. Burn that one into your brain. It's super useful.
Okay, one last piece of the puzzle. And this one is pretty cool, and you might have even started to figure it out on your own. It turns out that sometimes the exact same note can have 2 different names. The best way to think of it is like a nickname.
So check this out. Picture that keyboard again. If you start on C and go up 1 step to the right, you hit that black key, right? We call that C sharp. But what if you start on the D and go down 1 step to the left? Hey, you land on the exact same black key, but this time we call it D flat. Same key, same sound, just 2 different names. Now there's a fancy music theory term for this. It's called an anharmonic equivalent. But honestly, just forget the fancy term and stick with the nickname idea. It's so much easier. You know, like how someone named James might also be called Jimmy? It's the same person. C sharp and D flat, same sound.
And believe it or not, that's basically the whole system right there. Pretty simple, huh? So let's just do a super quick review of the main points just to lock it all in.
Okay, your musical checklist. Number 1, the alphabet is just 7 letters, A to G, and it repeats. Number 2, sharp means up, flat means down. Simple. Number 3, the golden rule. Remember, big cats eat fish. B and C and E and F are neighbors with no black key in between. And finally, number 4, some notes have 2 names, like C sharp is the same exact sound as D flat.
And that's it. That's the code. You now get the basic language behind, well, pretty much all the music you listen to. What might have looked totally confusing before is actually a really elegant, simple system. It's just 7 letters and a couple of rules. So the real question is, now that you know the code, what are you going to do with it?